definitely have to try that. Could you, by chance, give people the recipe here right now before then I can tell them to shift over to Instagram and check the recipe out too? Can you tell us how you do? Oh, yeah. Can you please give us 1 to 2 recipes if you can?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So we'll do the beetroot, the carrot, and the ginger. For that, you really need a juicer rather than a blender, because the blender will give you all of your bits and your pulp, but the juicer will juice it properly. But you basically just wash them, peel them, and get them into a juicer. I normally juice anywhere between, let's say, 10 to 15 carrots, maybe about 4 or 5 beetroots, and a nice knob of fresh ginger root. You know, don't use the powder stuff, get the proper good stuff, because a lot of the time when things get refined into powder, they end up losing some of their nutritional value that you would have it if it was just raw. So yeah, just juice it, and I recommend every household has a juicer. You know, it's something that the kids can get involved with. You know, so like for me, when I educate my boys, you know, if I left it up to them, they'll pick 5 fruits to put in a juicer. Well, it's just a natural sugar overload, and it's too much sugar. So I say to them that you pick 1 fruit, and you pick 2 vegetables, and you throw in either garlic or ginger. So we'll do cucumber, celery, garlic, and apple.
Yeah,
that's another juice that me and the boys, you know, and they like to peel the fruit. They like to put it in the juicer because they like to be involved with the can as well. So, and it's something that if you've got an adult watching over them, then, you know, they should be fine. And they'll enjoy doing it. They'll want to do it every morning. And it kind of gets them out of this habit that, you know, because a lot of kids will put ice cream in a smoothie.
Yeah, that is true. They do that.
You know, you're kind of getting past that. And I always say the organic fruits, they taste so much better. They're juicier. And, you know, it just tastes like an orange. An orange tastes like an orange, and an apple really tastes like an apple, where sometimes you buy the fruit from these big supermarkets and they're quite bland tasting fruits.
Yeah, definitely.
But celery is another one, and it's really good if you've got a mild headache. You know, if you've got a migraine, it's probably not going to help you that much. But if you've got a mild headache, celery and cucumber juice is really, really good for you. And it hydrates the body as well, because they're fruits and vegetables that are just mainly full of water, as opposed to things like broccoli, cauliflower, you know, things like carrots, cucumbers, courgettes. They're full of water. They'll really hydrate the body, and that once again will help your body to start to eliminate some of the toxins when you're sleeping.
That's really good. And so vegetables, what's your favorite thing to cook, and how do you cook it? And what is the best way of cooking a vegetable without losing all its nutritional value?
The less you cook it, the better. The rawer it is the better it's going to be for you. For me, because I do enjoy eating, I do enjoy cooking, it's the balance. So, you know, I don't always cook my vegetables so that they're still really crunchy, even though sometimes I do. So like if I do a chickpea curry, because it's all in there together, kind of cooking and simmering together, you'll find that the potatoes and the broccoli and the carrots, they are going to be soft, but that's how you kind of want it in a chickpea curry anyway. Where sometimes if I'm doing like a stir fry, then that's when I want my veg to be crunchy and kind of really raw, so it doesn't really take that long to cook.
That's good.
But once again, I always say, you know, the more veg you eat on a more consistent basis is the more you can afford to not always eat it raw. You can afford to kind of have fun with it, you know, and that's what I do. You know, even like if you made like a lasagna with courgettes replacing the pasta, then you'd want you want those courgettes to be, you know, not really soft, but you want them to be nicely cooked. You don't want them to be too crunchy. So, you know, it's just different ways to do it. I put a video up as well on, because I've got a Facebook page as well for everything that's live, and I put up a video of how to do your own passata. So it's really simple. You know, you just boil your fresh tomatoes, throw in about 3 garlic cloves, some basil, and some oregano, and just boil it till the tomatoes are really soft. And then you can just take it all out of the water, put them in a food processor, salt, pepper, you know, add a bit of water from the pan to give you that consistency that you're looking for, and blitz it all together. And it really is as simple as that. And you've got your passata, you can freeze it, you know, so if you do a big pot of it, you can kind of gradually just eat it whenever you want to, you know. And I kind of make a big stress as well that eating healthily, where you're more hands-on by cooking yourself, is cheaper than how most people shop and eat at the moment, because meat is expensive, so you don't have to eat that much meat, you know, you don't have to eat that much eggs, you don't have to drink that much milk, you know, and you cook kind of these things out, and you know, you're really eating veg. And if I've learned anything, it's that people just want their food to taste nice. Because it's like how I said to you before, that people always say, oh no, I like chicken, but people will never just put some raw chicken in a pan, cook it and eat it, because they wouldn't like it like that. So it's really about how you season it, how you flavor it, and it's just about treating veg exactly the same.
Definitely. So they both have that balance, isn't it? Because one of the most classic combinations people put together is chicken and broccoli, isn't it? Or broccoli and chicken.
Yeah. It's the meat and veg life, isn't it?
It definitely is, and especially for a lot of gym goers, that's one of the meals that they come home to: chicken, broccoli, and maybe a bit of brown rice. But I remember one thing that you also shared before we go to the last question was one of the things that you were selling on there were your own herbs, wasn't it? Can you please give a good can you please give like a good benefit of a certain herb? Because I remember previously when you were talking about the raw ginger and the benefits of avoiding the powdered form and have the raw, organic, fresh root of ginger. That would apply to cinnamon as well, isn't it? Cinnamon's actually very great for you as well for helping fight inflammation and everything.
Definitely, yeah. So is turmeric as well. So I've got fresh turmeric in at the moment. So my thing isn't necessarily that I would say avoid the powdered stuff. It's more to do with just be aware that if you have the opportunity to get some of the raw ingredient, get it, because nutritionally it's better for you. So that's kind of the point that I would make with that. I would probably say the herb at the moment that I'm trying to get across is purslane. So purslane is a herb, or it looks a bit like big watercress. But there's some pictures that I've put up on the Insta and the Facebook, so you guys can always check it out, or even go Google it. So it's purslane, purslane, and it's high in omega-3. And there's kind of the notion out there that you have to eat fish for your fatty oils because that's how you get your omega-3. You have to have cod liver oil, etc., etc. And it's just trying to explain that it's not the case. It's all back to you are what you eat. It's all recycled. It's all recycled material, you know. So cows and sheep and all these meats are so high in protein because they eat tons of grass, and the grass is what's full of the protein. Now, we're not cows, so we would never be able to get as much protein in as a cow would through eating grass, so we kind of just eat the cow instead. But it's the same method with fish. Fish are so high in omega-3 because of what they eat, which is the seaweed, the plants, and purslane, and things like sea moss and the Irish moss that it's made from. Once again, this is why these things are high in omega-3 and all of your nutrients and your vitamins and your minerals that you need. And they're good ways of getting it in without getting in all the badness, because that's kind of where I sit with it. So, you know, it's hard to argue that meat doesn't have lots of protein in it, because it does, but it's also all the other stuff that it's got in it that you don't want, basically. And I mean, even a lot of people don't know, but even on websites like the World Health Organization, that for those that don't know, they basically govern the world health and let you know what's good for you, what's not good for you, etc., etc. And even on their website, they've got red meat down as a class A carcinogen. And a carcinogen, for those that don't know, is something that is found to have cancer-giving properties in it. So when you look on there and you see what other stuff is in the class A of carcinogenic items or ingredients, it's tobacco, which we know that because they kind of plaster it on all of the tobacco packets. It's asbestos, which is common knowledge. Everyone knows not to mess with asbestos. Get a specialist in, don't be around it, don't inhale it, etc. But